a little bit of hope. He's still got a shot on here though, John. It looks like he's going to try and cut this red across the table to the bottom right.
He's not too hard enough. It's not that quick, John. I think he was so scared about losing the white there, because that white was going towards the middle and he was sort of looking to go behind the other yellows. But it's not easy for Jordan, I'll tell you that now. I think he might play the double first shot, try and get behind the other yellows. What do you reckon? Oh, he's on it. There you go.
Double it is, but he's missed it.
And you know what? He doesn't miss many doubles. And he's missed. Do you know what? He's probably missed more balls in this frame than he has in the rest of the weekend already.
Quite possible. He certainly doesn't miss very often.
Because I was speaking to him before, he said he played well earlier on, so it indicates to me he hasn't missed too many. And sort of his reaction afterwards, like leaning on the table, just shows that like he obviously wasn't expecting to miss that.
I wonder if he's kind of played for the slide.
Mm-hmm.
If you know, the cushions on this table, as we've previously said, are
a
not
bit
played
different,
in.
yeah.
They play differently and they slide a little bit more, and the angles widen slightly.
Yeah.
And perhaps he's just sort of overcompensated there, because it was a really surprising miss. It was one of those doubles that was almost as easy as a straight pop.
Yeah, agreed. I think he was just so busy on holding. He's hit it thick, hasn't he? Because he was trying to hold to stay on them two yellows into the middle. So I think that's sort of why he's missed it. Trying to play a bit more position than actual the pot. I think he ends up missing it. So that is 1-1.
It certainly is, and we can have a look in the gap between frames at the current scores in the last 32.
Tom Barley there beating Eddie Roberts, first one I've seen. Dunster beating Andy. Ian Whitehorn, Dan Davey. Ian Whitehorn beat me, played really well last night.
Yeah, Ian's one of my county teammates.
Yeah, he played well.
Very, very good player. A little bit underrated, perhaps.
Yeah, it's a second year on the tour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Next year, he'll probably end enough. The way he played last night, you're looking at him going professional.
Oh, 100%. I think he's good enough. He sort of suffered with injury last
with his back.
Yeah, he had a back injury.
He told me, yeah.
And he was ill for the first tour in Belfast as well, so he didn't play very well there, and he kind of ran out of opportunities to get the ranking points.
Yeah, it's true. There's a big early game, wasn't it? League Clough Chatwheel and doubles partner. Oh no, they're not doubles partner at the time.
They were doubles world champions in 2018.
So I wasn't making that awful wondering then.
But they couldn't be doubles partners last year because the two professional rule, if you like.
Yeah. Wade Morley, he's had a few great results. Beat Ross Fernie 7-0 last night.
Yeah, big shock there. Ross, a very, very tidy player.
Well, he's a great player. He's the Scottish champ, current international home nations champ.
Absolutely.
But that just shows the standard of the tour, I think. The tables are very good, they're very open. And my mum's phoning me there, but I can't answer. Sorry, Mum. Oh, is he going to try again? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
he's going to try.
He has.
I was just about to say it's 2-0, but it's 1-1, isn't it?
It is 1-1.
Expect
You're quite right.
Good maths. But John's break's huge, and he'll try 2 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, he's hit them well both times. That's the thing. Sometimes, I don't know, maybe he doesn't. I don't know if John's got a cut break. I've never seen him do it.
Well, I was just about to say that his cut break is as good as Mark Boyle's.
Really?
But for some reason, he
just doesn't like it.
No. Always went a bit too far there. See how quick that just shows how quick this table's sort of playing and how reactive. I don't think he probably wanted to be in front of them yellows as well.
Really flew off that cushion, didn't it? Cue ball. So, bit of a problem for Jordan Church.
Try and pot it in the corner pocket. No. He's left John on that ball as well. But I think he's straight.
I think Jordan showed a little bit of frustration on his way back to his chair there.
Yeah, so that's 3 chances he sort of missed, hasn't it? In 2 frames, and he's only 1 all.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can only miss 3 chances in a match, and sometimes you can miss 1 chance in a match and lose, can't you? So.
I mean, I've had matches where I haven't had chances.
Yeah,
literally.
Exactly. But I think that's just the pressure, the 30-second shot clock, table, TV cameras. So.
Yeah, and I think, like you say, it might just be getting used to the table. because it does play that little bit differently.
John covering the pocket there. Don't usually see that from him. But I don't think that's a great shot. I think the red might go behind the yellow and then.
Yeah, I think if you play that red cushion first,
Yeah, I agree.
then at worst, I think you bump the yellow out of the way and get the pocket.
And I've seen John shaking his head then, so he knows it as well. Jordan Everts looks nice and comfy in the background next to the trophy, doesn't he? Is that Mark Boyle hiding behind John? Yeah, it is. Who's Mark Boyle got next, do you know?
I don't actually. We'll try and find that out.
There's been a few shocks
Mark
this weekend, have you
Boyle.
noticed?
Yeah, there certainly has. There's been a lot of shocks. Mark will have been the first person through to the last 16.
Oh, is he stuck on it?
That's very tight. I don't think
he has body language.
That's unlucky.
No, maybe with a bit of Sydney. Bit of Sydney on the white.
I'll tell you
Great
what a
shot.
shot that is.
And do you know what? I tried to get this. I tried to tell a lot of my friends back home. There's no like local pub players that we play in the league. Oh, Jordan. But I was just about to say, if you get them, that is why. So when you get a chance to go for them, you sort of got to take it. You don't like playing safety shots and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Because the players are that good now. They make out of nothing. Is he going to get this double?
Oh yes, he is. Jordan Church. It's brilliant.
Misses the easy ones, gets the hard ones. But I'm not saying it. Even though it's a big pocket now, he shouldn't miss this. But
yeah, it's an enormous pocket, really.
My fellow Liverpool fan. Go on, Jordan. Well, no, I'm not saying that because John's one of my best mates. So football first.
You're going to get yourself in trouble in here, Dave.
No, I'm not. I'm not. What a shot this is, by the way.
This is brilliant.
And he sort of hit that hard to get the skid to just avoid it, really, hasn't he?
Yep. Sometimes that's the way with doubles, I find. If you're sort of looking at the angle and you're just working at the straight angle, you've got to hit it with a decent amount of pace.
Yeah, I agree. There's Adam Basso in the background in the Vans shirt. Wildrew's player come over. Very good player. Haven't seen him play much, but just see his results and stuff. I think he just lost to Simon Ward, to be honest. 7-4.
Imagine losing to Simon Ward, honestly.
No, not at all.
He's so good, isn't he?
No, he's really, really good. We were talking about shocks. There was a few, wasn't there? There was a few shocks like Ben Davis, Clint Hansen, Shane Thompson, all of them going out in sort of like in the early rounds. So,
but then I think that's true at every IPA event.
Oh,
just that the names change.
Yeah,
there's always going to be, because there's probably 30, 40 players here who can win it. 30, 40 players here who are capable of winning everything. You're always going to see a big name drop out early.
Yeah, 100%. I think it was when you look at the names. I think Clint Hansen lost to a guy that wasn't on the tour last year, so that sort of makes it a bit more. Oh, do you know what I mean? Who's this sort of guy? But obviously we know that there's a lot of players out there who are very, very, very good and don't play on the tour. And obviously the guy that beat Clint must be one of them. And a good amateur, Matty Coates, beat Ben Davis. Great result for him. Ben Davis is flying recently, isn't he? He's won that money match and other things, so that's a great result. Doesn't want to be bridging.
He's going to be bridging.
I think he wants it to be more than off, basically just off straight, but so we come back because I think the yellow in the middle of the table that he's closest to. I mean, he was looking at the plant then, but that's not the shot. I don't think. But it's John Church, so he can play anything he wants. I
mean, it might say more about my game than it does about Jordan's, but I was looking at the plant for a second.
Yeah, I'm not very good at playing the plant. But I thought, maybe is he going off the yellow? No, or is he potting the long yellow and coming down? I'm just worried about the black, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, I think he can pot the long yellow, and as long as he leaves himself on the left-hand side of that last yellow, the one in the middle of the table, then he can just screw back, because the black will go to the top left.
Bit of a drag shot, nice angle.
That's about as good as you could get for Jordan.
It's just you've got about an area of a couple of inch here for me, just to get in with the right angle and not be too far, to be honest. Because if he goes too far, it's going to struggle getting on the black. I think he's too straight. Yeah. So I mean, he has to go probably another 2 inches, and then if you went too far, you were looking at pinching pocket. So unless the black goes in the right pocket past the red. If he just stuns the white dead, do you know what I mean? Then a thin cut. It's possible.
It is possible. It'll be interesting to see.
I think that's what he's going to do. Just stun it dead because he's bridging as well, so it is tough. And then take a tough black. There you always missed the pot.
Well, you've got to make the pot first.
It's crazy, isn't it, seeing that players as good as Jordan miss balls? Like, I never expect them to miss.
No.
I wasn't even thinking about him missing the pot. I was already thinking about what's he doing with the black.
I mean, I think in commentary, and I think sometimes you can overstate it. You know, one of the most often things you hear most often amongst pool players is people say he just never misses. I mean, they do.
Yeah.
They do actually. It's not necessarily as easy as it looks, and sometimes you'll see someone have a perfect game, but it's rare. Yeah. It's rare that
rare
that you actually get a game without a missed pot or without a bad shot. It's just that they're so few and far between, and they get punished so often.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And the ladies, table 4, Deb Burchell with Rusco. Deb Burchell with Rusco, table 4. Table 13.
Oh, he's just got there. I think he's going to have to go long now. I think he just wanted to pop it in the middle. So I think he's going to take out this finish. I think probably what you're saying, they're probably, I don't know actually. Depends what angle he's got on this. I'm just trying to think of the route he might take.
I don't think either of these two have quite got going yet.
No, not at all. I mean, it's a tester for Jon, being 2-1 down. Easy. So I think now his last ball is probably going to be the ball on the right-hand side near the bulk line. Unless he can try and get on it right now, but I can't see him getting on it now. A couple of ways you could go about this. Jon's such a good cueist, he doesn't really matter, does it?
Ideally, you wouldn't want to play from one ball on the rail to the other.
See, that's what I was wondering, if he had the angle to get there. I thought he had a little angle so he could maybe just screw up table instead of using 2 rails.
Yeah.
But he's played that near enough perfect. He just needs to play this now. He's got the hard shot out of the way, so this is just ABC for him, but he just doesn't want to take it for granted and leave himself a poor angle. And I think he's perfect. He'll just come off with a bit of right-hand side.
Yeah, I thought he'd underhit that for a second.
Yeah, so did I. I was looking at his body language, but never really changes, does it?
I was going to say, there's no point looking at Jon McAllister's body language. Look at his shoes instead.
Oh, no,
look
at his shoes. They hurt my eyes. Yeah, inch perfect, as per. Do you screw this back and put it in the corner, or do you roll it in and put it in the middle? That doesn't really make a difference.
For me, I roll it in and put it in the middle, just because I think if you top a ball on the rail, it's a little bit easier than screwing it.
See, I'm more of a guy who likes to screw balls in.
Fair enough.
So it was just personal preference, that one, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Either way, it was.
I'm scared of getting kicks as well, Dan. Do you roll the ball?
I do understand that, to be fair.
And that is Desmond.
Yeah, absolutely. It is Desmond.
I only learned
it is 2-2.
My friend Steve Wall said to me, "How scores?" He was like, "Desmond." I was like, "What's that mean?"
Took me a little bit too long to catch up there.
I was looking at you going, "Please say you get that," because I don't know the story behind it.
Either way, it is two apiece,
and it's Jon to break. But is that a plus because he's been going dry a lot, really, hasn't he?
Well, it'll be interesting to see if he goes dry this time. I think he's going to have to try and change his break.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But then he is such a methodical player. He's the sort of player who will keep, doing the same things over and over.
Yeah, and he does back his break. Oh, he's gone side ball, and he's gone off the table. I mean, we were talking about if you don't get it right. And look at that, straight off the table.
What an opportunity this is for Jordan. Look at those reds as well.
It's not one bad, but do you know what? It's
all yellows. Yeah. The more I look.
It's just if you put this red over the top pocket and then you've got a ball to get on your bad ball, he just wants that to go over the hole. Beautiful. Beautiful. Is it showing his break again yet? No. But he's just. I think he's going to cannon that. No, he's going to roll it in. I didn't know he was going to play the cannon on that.
I mean, he could have done because there wasn't really a lot that could have gone wrong with it.
No,
he was
it's also-
guaranteed a shot.
100%. And he's sneaked in. See, I think on the outer arena table that doesn't go in.
Maybe. I think that's one of those where people go, "Oh, he's hit the cushion. It shouldn't go in." But actually, it was so straight down the rail anyway.
Yeah, I agree. And because it is new cloth, they skid in. But I think the outside tables are playing tight this week.
Yeah, you may well be right. That may not have gone on the outside table.
This is interesting the way he's gone about this. Is he going to leave himself a long red, or is he going to try and top it through and play the red over the hole? I think that's what he's looking at now.
I mean, you need a bit of cue power, but I think you can probably top this through and get round.
Yeah, you just want. I think he's just going to leave it with the cues and take a long red, but he's probably because he's missed 2 or 3 balls. I think he's in his head. See, he's just left it where he left his cue. But I mean, he's cued the eyeballs in actually this game, like the one in the second frame. But this is a tester.
The next match on table 14.
I don't think that's in.
It's a great shot. Sorry.
Only because I was looking at his body language and he dropped his arm dead quick, didn't he?
I was looking at the overhead camera we've got as the commentators.
Well, that's in front of you. I was looking at the other screen. I was looking at him.
It really was a good shot.
Yeah, it was.
And Jordan Church opens up a lead once again. He leads Jon McAllister by 3 frames to 2.
Yeah.
It's a really good game actually so far.
I
A
think
couple of little
everything's
mistakes.
Yeah, I think every game's gone against the break. Am I right?
Yeah, you may well be actually. Yeah.
You don't get that often.
No, you don't. But then that's kind of proof of how neither player's necessarily getting great breaks.
Agreed.
Jordan's breaks, he's made balls, but they haven't come out well. And Jon hasn't made a ball, but they have come out well. So you're sort of expecting that almost.
Just both of them have got really big breaks, haven't they? So you don't expect them to go dry, especially on this TV table, because they split so well anyway. Unless it's the referee, unless it's Scott. Unless it's his racking. But I can't see that. He's a great referee, Scott, isn't he?
He is one of the very best.
Yeah. Let's see, side ball now from Jordan. He's got a ball. And them yellows look inviting.
They do. They look very inviting, actually.
It's just first shot. To the middle. I mean, that's it for me.
He could go middle. He could take the tough one along the rail. If he does that, and he can get the cue ball out, play it with right hand side and get the cue ball past those other 2 yellows.
Yeah. Or does one of them yellows go through the reds into the corner? I don't think it does, but he was definitely looking at it.
He was looking. It's very close, you know. I think the red closest to us in the middle of the table is just in the way.
Yeah, he's looking at going in the top of the 3. I think he's playing to put that in the middle. Yeah. It's not an easy shot though. A lot of pressure on this. Shot. And I think that's what Drew was saying, wasn't it, about the pace? Like that hit the jaw, like the edge of the jaw, but still dropped.
Yeah.
Obviously it was a very good shot, but I'm saying it's a bit more forgiving. I think you can play shots like that knowing that you got a bit more margin for error.
It was a very good shot, but it was the sort of shot that you wouldn't have been surprised if it hadn't gone in.
100%, yeah. 100%. And I think the yellow on the right hand side, I think on some tables, maybe the black ball tables, you're thinking, oh, that's a tough shot. Do you know what I mean? Because they're much tighter on them. But then down the rail, they're a bit bigger. So, all the tables have the different. I really like these 7x4, by the way.
I think they're great. I think the tables have been really, really good.
Yeah, I like it without the rim around the table. I think that's really, really smart.
Yeah, there's a lot of sort of little design differences that we get. But that is I think that's the most noticeable one, definitely, that you don't get that kind of metal edge that you rub your cue on when you're braking. It's pretty awful.
And you've also got the middle pockets have an outer rim as well. You don't really get that on the tables.
No, that's very true.
Ooh.
Jordan just sneaking that one in, using the whole pocket there.
Yeah, I think he's okay. If he was straight, it would have been a tougher block, but I think he can just maybe just come out 2 or 3 inches.
Just got enough to top it through and sort of, yeah.
He wants to be
bring
near the
people
red.
out slightly.
Yeah, he still gets this. Liverpool fans don't miss this.
Wow, that is tempting.
Top table, please.
But you were right. He absolutely did not miss that. I can now tell you what our next feature game will be as well. And it's another clash of the Titans. It will be Welshman Simon Ward, the boomerang, against the Tower, Lee Clough from Blackpool. How do you see that one going?
I mean, I don't know. They're both robots, aren't they?
Yes, actually. Brilliant.
I wouldn't have a bet on that game. I really wouldn't. I think Lee Clough struggled in the pro event, lost first round of the pro event last night, and he was really upset about that. Come back fighting today, won his first few rounds, played well. I think he beat Jack Whelan. He was 6-1 up on Jack Whelan, I think.
Yeah, he was not in a good mood last night after
No,
that
he wasn't.
loss in the pro.
But you know, I mean, that just shows someone who's passionate about the game and
Oh, absolutely.
all that. So I don't mind seeing stuff like that. You'd rather him be in a mood that he lost than happy that he lost, wouldn't you? When you're playing at the highest standard. So,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
then-
no one likes a bad loser, but actually, I am one.
yeah,
You know, I think
I think everyone is deep down. aren't
yeah,
they?
absolutely.
I think last night, coming all the way down from driving all the way from Blackpool to Bournemouth,
Yeah.
and then losing your first match. I think that's hard to take,
Yeah, it's a long way to go.
especially that I know who we played was a good player. Oh, the Blacks in.
Well, the
Maybe-
Blacks got straight in again.
I mean, Ben Rowland's a really good player, but you know he was favourite for the match, so he's probably driving down here thinking that. I mean, and then you lose, so it's tough to take, but you know it shows character, doesn't it? Coming back the next day, and beating the players. He beat Ben again, so got his revenge on Ben, and then beat Jack Whelan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice to be able to get the revenge, I guess.
Yeah. And is that a last 16 game or is it last 32?
That will be a last 16 game, I believe.
Oh. Getting down to the nitty gritty stuff.
We are. We certainly are. We will be with you here on BBC Sport all day through to the conclusion of the Open Final tonight.
I think that's great as well, having the open final on the Saturday night. Always a big crowd and good atmosphere around the place.
Yeah, it'll be a good evening. It'll be a laugh, to be fair, for the rest of us.
Yeah. It's a nice arena as well, a lot of room around the sides. I mean, you've got Connor Tracy in the background, another pro, John's friend. He's a very good player, new professional on the tour. Oh, I bet he goes dry. It's always the way, after you pot the black on the break, you go dry.
I mean, to be fair, he only made the black on the last one, so
Yeah.
it was effectively a dry break as well. But Jon McAllister, well, he's now kind of at the mercy of Jordan Church because his break's not working at all. You would, looking at the layout of these balls, you would fully expect Jordan to be 5-2 up after this.
Does that black go past the red, or has he got to go cushion red? Do you know what I mean in that corner? It's a tough one.
It is tough. I think it's one of those ones that might just slide off the near jaw.
The yellows are routine, really, aren't they? It's just that black if it's a bit tricky.
They are, and to be fair, if you get right behind that, if it doesn't go, it's not that hard cushion first
Yeah.
off the yellow, off the red rather.
I think Jord gets these. He's focused now. He's 4-2 up. He's got his misses out the way. I can't see him miss anymore. He's too good to miss anymore.
Is his missus here? Oh, sorry, I see.
Has Jordan got a missus?
Sorry if you're watching Mrs.
Oh, he's
Church.
married, isn't he? He's
He
married.
is, yeah. He's
Oh, I've seen the
very
ring on it
recently.
before. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Congratulations.
Sorry, Mrs. Church. Do you reckon he gets free holidays with a sponsor?
I don't know. I imagine they're busy at the moment, though.
Yeah, refunding everyone. Here we go. It's just the route that he goes and gets these. Corner, middle, other corner, and then the black. He just needs the good angle on the yellow in the middle. I think he's played that to perfection. Yeah, because he didn't even look at the angle. He just walked past.
Just off straight, you can just stun this.
He walked past. He's in the zone now, George. He's a scary man when he's in the zone, I'm telling you now.
He's quite a scary man, full stop.
Nah,
He's not. He's a pussy
he's
cat.
the nicest guy ever.
He is, actually. He's one of those players that's so nice it's irritating.
Yeah.
Because not only will he smash you up, but
Yeah. He'll do it with
he'll
a
be
smile.
really nice to you afterwards as well.
Yeah. Oh, there's his wedding ring. Oof. Flew in.
Flew.
My
Yep.
eyes. I'm 26 and my eyes are gone. And now it's Jordan's to lose. I mean, John must be upset in there. Hasn't had a ball off the break in his four break. Sorry. But that's pool, isn't it?
It certainly is. 26. It can't be often you get 2 commentators in their 20s.
Oh no.
I mean, I'm running out of time, but I've still got a couple of months left.
We'll take it for now.
Either way, Scott McMillan there racking the balls up. Jordan Church with a commanding lead over the world champion Jon McAllister. Now, do you believe in the curse?
I was just
The curse
about
of the
to
world
mention
champion.
that, Dan. I was just about to say, I remember when Craig Marsh won it, he had a disaster of a season. I remember his Facebook statuses saying how he just couldn't buy a win.
It is actually every world champion.
agree.
No world champion has
Yeah.
ever won another IPA competition in their world championship year.
Didn't Gaz Hibbert do it?
Nope.
No. Was it the season before Gaz Hibbert had an amazing season, wasn't it? And then he won the Worlds.
Yep, and then
Yeah,
he
that
didn't
was
win
it.
anything in the
No,
season.
he didn't. No. And do you know what? I think I know mine's not as brilliant. When I won the under-23 Worlds, I just seemed to come by a win. I don't know. Maybe there's just so much pressure on you. People can't. I don't know.
Maybe it's luck. Maybe who knows? I mean, it's just one of those stats that kind of develops in sport, and then someone notices it, and then people start talking about it, and then it can become a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Like the amount of teams that I know it sounds different, that like win the FA Cup. It's happened a few times, and then get relegated, haven't they?
Yeah.
Just because that's all on cloud 9, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a good shot. You went cushion first with that red, but I think the curse is definitely a thing. It's just crazy because it's happened to every single one of them, hasn't it?
Yep.
And I was speaking to John a couple of weeks ago. We played in the competition, his first competition after winning it, and he got beat early in both comps, and he jumped the white off the table, and
He's done off the break.
yeah, he has,
this
yeah.
match?
But this one he done front ball, and he's hit the front ball, and he's gone straight
Wow.
over. It's like, and you never see John do that, and it was just like that's when you know you've got no luck, sort of thing.
Now, does that red pass the black? Because Jordan's just tried to move all of that. He's
think-
moved the yellow out of the way.
I think it does.
He's very close.
But I think he can go into it now, maybe. He's got a couple of balls that he could possibly go into it. The World Championship curse, eh?
I mean, you'd take it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would. But it's like you've seen, like obviously Tyson Fury's very big now, isn't he? And he was telling when he won his world title, he's gone. That's the biggest high you could get in your sporting career. And then what comes close? You've done it.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Now everything that you're going to do, it's not going to be a low. Well, some of it is, but a lot of it.
But you're never going to hit that peak again because
Not for another year at least.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to get a chance, and no one's ever defended it.
Nope.
Craig Marsh came close, I think.
well,
didn't he? Well, he won.
no. Marsh's made 2 finals.
Yeah. So he got to the final once
Yeah.
and then won it, didn't he? Yeah, sorry. But yeah, I've read his books and stuff like Tyson Fury, and that's what he says. He goes, when you've done what basically you've came here to do, and what bigger high is there?
Absolutely.
And that's when people start getting a bit low, and then they start struggling. And it's. I mean, these boys are the top boys because they're so strong mentally when they lose and stuff. And I think ability-wise, there's not a massive difference between like the top amateurs and the pros, apart from the mental side of it.
No, absolutely agree. I was saying this almost exactly what you just said in the last game, is that every player here, near enough, has the technical ability and the talent to clear up all the balls on the table multiple times. But it's about how well they react.
Superb shot, by the way.
That was
He's got a
absolutely
bit
stunning.
unlucky where that yellow's gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on, carry on. Sorry, Dan.
Well, yeah, just, everyone here can do it, but it is as much about mental strength, if not more, when you get to this actual just level of ability.
Yeah.
I can pot as many balls as you can, but you'll go further in tournaments than me because you handle that pressure better.
I struggled last night a bit. I was saying to my mate Mark, when I was playing Ian, I've gone in off. I've been scratched off the break, with the white 3 times, but they were good breaks.
Yeah.
and it just gets to you, doesn't it? Little
Yeah,
flick,
but
even
it-
yourself bridging and stuff like that, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, like
That's the thing. It is. It's mental strength, but it's also luck.
great shot.
Jordan Church is really in the zone now. He is on fire. And I did notice as well, he played a safety shot in this frame.
No, I'm not having it.
He did.
I'm
I
not having
know.
it. Where
I know.
Where did he play the safety
He
shot?
played the safety shot. He left.
Oh, he
the
flicked the
cue ball
black,
on.
didn't he?
Yeah,
He did, didn't he? Oh my god.
He did.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's this married life. Calms you down.
It must do.
Mrs. Church, you've
We-
tamed him.
We're going to have words, I think.
Yeah.
Can't have that. We can't have Jordan Church playing safety shots on the
No,
stream.
no, I don't like commentating them anymore. Ensure my holes. Ins- It's going to be a lot of business for them. Oh, thought that hit the near jaw. It's just the camera angle, isn't it, when he hits it? Well, when anyone hits it. 6-2.
Jordan Church leads then by 6 frames to 2 over the world champion Jon McAllister. Jon is going to have to win 5 frames unbeaten if he's going to stay in this year's UK Open.
I think this curse is going to hit him hard.
Well, it certainly looks like it so far.
But you know, he can win 5 in a row, no danger. You know, I think John said to me, if I lose, he'll change his shoes. That's what he said. So I'm gonna.
I mean, surely you could start by changing the shirt.
Well, it's other shirts, you know.
Yeah, I'd go with the shirt personally. I think he should keep the shoes. I think they're great.
No, I don't think.
I love them.
No, he'd get beat up round my
You haven't seen my shoes, have you? They're fantastic.
No.
not the beat up pair of trainers I'm wearing at the moment, admittedly.
Is he gonna dry again? Is he gonna get a ball?
Well, he's massively slowed down the brake there.
And he's gonna dry again.
And
then reds.
And look at the reds. Wow.
I think that's game over there.
I think that was his equivalent of changing up his brake. He
just hit some,
didn't hit those
some
at all.
different. Yeah.
Hit really soft, and they've split open really nicely. And yeah, unfortunately for Jon at least, they've split open really nicely for Jordan.
He doesn't want to be on the rail. He wants to be about 2 inches further back, and he could just roll. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. He's flying now.
Yeah, he can still do that. But yeah, I know what you're saying. He's
But
going to lose the
coming
cue ball
away
a little
from
bit.
Red, isn't he? I think he might play that red now. You know, he wanted to play that after the wall in the middle.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, because it just makes this. He's missed one into this pocket as well, didn't he, in the second frame, I think?
He has, although he's missed that because he hit it hard, and I don't think he needs to hit this hard.
No, but I think personally he's just going to try and get on these 2 reds now near his hand. But is he going to play with a bit of left-hand side? No, right-hand side, sorry. Played it with a bit of right-hand side there just to get on this red to the middle. But he's going away from the balls now. I don't think it's going to be a problem. It's just, obviously, angles are exaggerated on the stream. And if this isn't the route he probably wants to go, he's going to have to take the ball down the rail in the bottom right, second to last, and then get on the one over the hole. Just a bit more work to do, really, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's queuing too well now. See Josh Kane in the background there behind John. What a player he is, by the way. World Rules guy. Played on the IP Tour full time this season. Very, very, very good player.
Yeah, the for those who don't watch much pool or don't know much about the internal sort of politics of pool, there's 2 main rule sets. There's Black Ball rules, which is the set, and World Rules. And there was a bit of a relaxation by the authorities of World Rules last year, allowing people to play on their tours and this tour as well. So we've got a lot of new faces who, obviously, you've played World Rules before, so you're quite familiar with them. But for me, I've only ever really played Black Ball.
Yeah. I've played both sets of rules. Love my black ball. Not a fan of World Rules at all. That's a great shot we found the gap, by the way. And you know, I mean, people have the preferences. Mine's black ball. Always has been. Always will be.
Same.
But you know, pool's pool, isn't it? If you just clear up, sometimes it don't matter.
And if
And
you
Josh definitely just clears up.
and so does Jordan Church.
Yes.
And he's just cleared up several times in this match, and he beats the world champion Jon McAllister by 7 frames to 2. A stunning performance from Jordan. A little bit of a slow start, but once he got going, he did not look back.
But Dan, that just shows how big the break is in this game. Jon hasn't put the ball off the break there.
No,
Not in any of his breaks, he's put a ball on. Jon's break's massive.
it's actually ridiculous, really. It's yeah, it's crazy. Jon McAllister's break has let him down big time there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to hopefully hand over shortly to Kev Barton, who will be able to get us a few words with Jordan Church. It really was a fantastic performance from him. You can just see they look as if they're about ready in the arena. So we are going to hand down to Kevin Barton, and he is with your winner, Jordan Church.
Just use this for show. So I'm with Jordan Church after a fantastic performance there against the current world champion. What's your thoughts on that match?
Yeah, Jon, I mean, he didn't, I don't think he put off one break, so that always helps when you're playing someone like Jon. But I think that I was just saying to you before, I did struggle with the shot clock, which is quite funny for me. It's probably the first time ever, but yeah, the table's a little bit quicker. It's a little bit warmer here, a bit quicker than the back table, so you're kind of worried about that, and then you've got 10 seconds being shot at you every 2 seconds, and you're sort of panicking a bit. But once I settled down, I seemed to play quite well, so yeah, quite happy with that in the end.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive stuff, really. I mean, clinical in every frame. Tell us about the shot clock and the sort of mentality you need around that. 30 seconds to play a shot. What's your sort of thought process? How do you approach that 30 seconds?
Well, in an ideal world, you put a ball off the break, you call your extension, work your finish out, and then you knock them in. But I was a bit like chasing the white ball around. It must have been a nightmare for the commentators. But so yeah, you just kind of, whenever you feel like you've got a big shot coming up, I just kind of take it then, or like I said, I try to take it at the start of the visit, and just and then hope I'm going to stay in position, really. But
I mean, you are one of the quickest players on tour. Have you always been like that? Is it something you practice? I mean, you're pretty much not thinking between any shot, although I'm sure there's plenty going on. Tell us about that style of play that you've developed.
Yeah, I've always played quick. I've actually slowed down over the years, and I've got slower recently.
That age?
Yeah, it is. I think it is age. Yeah, so I've tried slowing down a little bit, and then I got the 30-second shot clock, knocked 15 off from last year, so it made me panic a bit. So I sort of went back to how I used to play a little bit. But I don't feel like I'm rushing, but yeah, I'm still trying to slow down a bit. I could probably play a bit quicker than that. My natural speed is probably quicker, but not quite as effective.
You're back in the pro ranks this year. Great to have you mixing it with all the best players. What's your sort of hopes and aspirations for the coming year?
I'm just going to keep plugging away. I'd like to win an event, whether that's a pro event or an open, and just get as high as I can in the rankings. Really, there's so many good players. You just have to kind of, if you set yourself targets of trying to get here, there, and everywhere. I mean, you could have a whole year like Farnsworth last year. He was world champion. He didn't hardly win a match, I don't think. And you think someone that good, it's crazy how good the standard is. Like the strength in depth is ridiculous at the moment. So yeah, I'm just trying to take it as it comes. But I'd like to win an event. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I'm sure Michael will thank you for pointing that out. And in the short term, sort of looking to this event, a great win against Jon. You must be really confident now going into the latter stages of the event.
Yeah, I'm playing some good stuff. Like I say, that can change in an instant. Jon broke there. I think he had four dry breaks, and that's it, game over. So that's the margin. So you just have to kind of keep going and just hope that you're going to take your chances when they come. Really.
Well, Jordan, well played, and hopefully we'll see you later on in the tournament.
Cheers, thank you
well
very
played.
much.
Fantastic performance there from Jordan Church. He takes his place in the next round, and the next match coming up is between two giants of the game, Simon Ward and Lee Clough. So without further ado, let's hand you back to Dan Fairway in the commentary box. Awesome.
Thank you, Kev. Yep. Back once again. This time we've got Simon Ward versus Lee Clough coming up. As Dave McNamara next to me in the commentary box for the last game said, two robots of the game. Now, I am delighted to say we've had another change around in the commentary box, and I have been joined by Andrew McKee. Good afternoon, Andrew.
I do, Dan.
How's your tournament been going so far?
Enough said about that.
Fair enough. We'll skip over that then, and I will ask for your prediction for Simon Ward versus Lee Clough.
It's a really tough one to call. Obviously, both players run deep in these tournaments quite regular. I think I might just favour Lee Clough over it with experience in these sort of situations. So, a tight game.
Yeah. Simon, of course, known quite widely as the boomerang for his ability to come back. So, would you expect, if Lee does take a sizable lead, that Simon will be able to come back? Or
yeah, I think when Lee Clough gets a lead, he doesn't give it away lightly. You know, he's got the tactical game to stick in there in frames. So no, the boomerang won't be coming back this time.
Oh, okay. That is a bold statement to make. Nevertheless, we are just awaiting the players to the arena. So while we do that, we'll have a look at how the last 32 unfolded. And we can see there, Mark Boyle beat Tom Cousins in our first stream match of the day. Simon Ward beat Adam Basu to get through to this stage. And Lee Clough beat the 2016 world champion Jack Whelan. Might have been 2015, actually. My bad. Any other results there that particularly stick out for you, Andy?
Yeah, I think Gav Robinson's improved considerably recently. He's doing well there. He's through to the last 16. Jon McAllister, obviously the curse of the world championship. You know, the amount of times you see it happened to Craig Marsh, Ben Davies against myself.
It's happened to no reigning world champion has won an IPA tour event in the season where they're world champion.
Yeah,
and Jon McAllister is out fairly early in this one, so.
Yeah, Craig Marsh is going about his business as well. I think he took down a Welsh title just recently, so yeah, I'd expect him to be running deep as well.
Yeah, Craig had a really good run at the Worlds as well.
Yeah. Corey Reese is there as well. He's doing all right.
Yeah,
it's still wide open. A good result from our fan as well.
It is. I mean, to be fair, any of the players on the screen, of the ones that are still in the tournament, of course, could win this. But we are going to have yet another little switch around in the commentary box. I'm going to leave you in the capable hand of Andy McKee and Kevin Barton.
And welcome everyone here on the BBC Sport website and iPlayer. Hope you're enjoying the action here from the UK Open here in sunny Bournemouth.
Is it still sunny out there? We haven't seen daylight for a while.
No, we don't. We don't normally see daylight from when we arrive on the Thursday. Then Monday morning we might just see a little bit. But we can see there the last 32 matches all underway. And some of the, you see at the top there, Liam Dunster 7-2 up, 7-2 victor against Andy Blurton. Is he going to be the man to beat this weekend?
Yeah, there's still a few in there that's more than capable of winning these events. I've just given my prediction for this match. I think Lee Clough might win it. Just shade it. Experience. What about yourself, Kev?
Well, two giants of the game, really. Simon Ward. He's a mercurial player at times. One of the most creative shot makers that the game has ever seen. And Lee Clough is just Mr. Solid, Mr. Consistency. Very rarely makes any mistakes. He's sort of enjoying a new lease of life in the pro ranks, and being a little bit quiet for a couple of years, and then back at the IPA with a bang. And great to see him back mixing it with all the top players, because he is certainly one of them.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Lee's been doing this for years, and that's why I just favour him in this sort of situation. Just that bit of experience, and I mean, obviously, Simon's, you know, he's run deep in many of these tournaments, and more than capable of beating Lee. But yeah, I'm just going for Lee on a close match.
Thunderous break there from Ward to get the match underway. Really got hold of them, and look at that split. And first impressions, those reds look very gettable.
Yeah, if he takes this one off the top cushion, it's should be. He's just left himself a bit steep on this one. I think he's going to be cutting this fine, and the cue ball's going to be running into the area he's just pointing to. So just got to be careful where this cue ball lands. Could run away from him.
Yeah, this could be the most important shot of the clearance. In it goes.
See there, the white, and it's just held up.
And for anyone who's new to black ball, you saw there that Simon potted the red, and then the white came down and knocked the yellow into the centre pocket. That is actually a legal shot. That's what makes these rules so exciting and entertaining. You know, we call it the skill shot, the combination shot, where as long as you hit your ball first, you can put yours and your opponent's in the same shot, and it saves on all that tactical stuff that, you know, in years gone by we've all had to play and endure.
All that tactical stuff we don't want to watch.
Yeah, the rules, as you say, you just sort of hit the nail on the head.
Oh dear.
Absolutely makes the rules and the matches so compelling.
Mm. Yeah, mistake there from I don't know whether he just got a little kick there, but missed it by quite a way really. So Lee gets to the table for his first chance. And again, he's got one a tricky one down the rail here, and this is the key to his finish. He's got to play this with a little trace aside, just to take it as you're looking to the right hand side of the black.
10 seconds.
Yeah, nice shot.
Yeah, that never left the pocket, that one. Played that absolutely perfectly. And now in great shape to almost steal this frame when it looked as though it was going to be Ward's for the taking.
Yeah. So he's just had a little grimace there. I think he wanted to take the one further away from the cushion first, but I think he's okay if he just going to have to screw this back a little bit, and then he can take the other one, or give him an angle to come back down for the black. Yeah, it's a nice shot. You can always rattle in the jaws if when you're playing them at pace like that.
I think he can play this plain ball. He may just soft stun it down. Looks like it's plain ball, but that white's heading towards the middle bag, so he's a little bit tentative about that one.
Yeah.
So he's left this at distance now. So these are always a little bit tricky, particularly first frame.
Yeah, and you're just a little bit hampered by that red, so sort of digging down on this one a bit, so missable. Nice and solid.
In it goes. And the first frame on the board goes to Lee Clough. Bit of a steal there. Thought Ward for all the money was going to be taking that one.
Yep. Yeah, he's you know, and these frames are at a premium, aren't they? You know, each frame that goes by, when you've got a chance, you've got to take them at this level. You know.
So we've been off the screens for since October, and the first tour here now in March. So it's been sort of 4 or 5 months. What have you been doing in the downtime, Andrew?
Kids. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've played a bit of snooker actually, in between, you know, just to keep my queuing arm going, and I think a lot of players, you know, during the break sort of put the queue away, you know, the pool queue away for a bit, and you know, have a bit of a rest from it, because, you know, a lot of these players put a lot of hours in, you know, leading up to these events, so it's becomes like a job. So it's nice to just have a bit of a break. I know you've been on your yacht in south of France.
Yeah. That's how rumours start.
That's right, yeah.
There is no yacht. Not in Leeds. Nowhere to park it in Leeds.
Oh, yeah. Got away to Canada, though, didn't you? Did you go to the...
Yeah, did go to Canada. Fantastic time. A little bit of skiing. Weather was a little bit not the best, but yeah, great break and amazing place.
So these are the shots now where Simon normally comes into his own. You know, he's he could just drop it in. I thought he was going to put a bit of power into that one, but yeah, he's just played a simple shot there.
Yeah, I think Simon Ward is probably the most hardest player to commentate on the tour. Very difficult to call his shots.
Yeah.
You know, he has some amazing thought processes, as well as being highly skilled.
Mm.
Winner of several IPA titles over the last few years.
Yeah.
Runner-up in the World Championships in 2018 in that final frame thriller against Ben Davis.
Amazing game.
But he's pretty relaxed about it, you know. It is what it is, sort of thing, type of attitude. Didn't really get too down. Whereas I know some players that have been, you know, may not have recovered.
Yeah. I think with the fact that he played one of his best friends as well, you know, from he's been playing for years, it softens the blow a little bit. He's should be okay. He can take the yellow next to the black down to the bottom, and just a little soft screw back, just to hold for the other one. Maybe I just actually can just play that into the middle, the other one. Oh, another mess.
Near knuckle. These pockets play a little bit tighter than some tables out there, so you've got to be absolutely spot on. If you hit that near knuckle, absolutely no way is that ball dropping.
The question is, isn't that the does the red pass that yellow, or can he get across? Yeah, he can get across. I'll play this one into the middle now. I'll give him the angle to come up for the three that are in a line at the on the bolt line. Nice. Stunned in between. That's equally as good.
Confident shot there from Lee Clough.
Yeah.
And if this red goes past the black, which it looks like it does, this frame should be in the bag in the next minute or so.
Yeah.
And Lee's sort of renowned as you know, a fairly methodical type player, but he's actually won big events with playing with the 30-second shot clock. So you know, it's probably a bit of a misdemeanor that You know,
it's funny
that
that
he's
because
slow.
as I know, Liam Dunster has won the shot clock. You know and he's another that's renowned for his methodical play. But I think they generally just like to take the time, just to make sure it's right. But you know, the brain's still there. It's, you know, they see it as quick as anybody else. It's just that they prefer, you know, to go at their own pace. And
Yeah, sure.
you know, and it just looks a bit slow to some people.
Just going to spin this round off a couple of cushions, a little bit of right hand side.
Yeah.
Zips off that second cushion. Perfect position.
Yeah.
And this easy black, and Lee Clough takes a 2-0 lead in this race to 7. And these races to 7 at these rules, they are pretty much a sprint, really.
Yeah. And Simon won't want to be given too many more chances to Lee, because he'll just keep gobbling these up, you know.
Yeah, 2 uncharacteristic misses. You can see Lee there, just be feeling nice and relaxed now. 2 chances, 2 dishes. I mean, you can't really ask for much more than that.
No. Looks like he's done a couple of rounds of Tyson Fury. That HD camera's not doing him any good, is it?
Referee Ben Taylor racks the balls, and away we go for frame 3 in this non-stop black ball action here in the UK Open.
This is one of Simon's biggest assets, his breaks. He really does.
Look at that white jumping up. The white's tracking back.
Yeah, that's a great break. He's only really got the black to worry about there, and he's got balls close to it to develop it.
So as a player, you see the yellows look pretty open. The black's sort of bit awkward. What's your thought processes now? You know, as a top professional player about that black and how you go about winning this frame.
Well, so you've got 4 balls sort of on the lower half of the table. So I think what you'll see Simon do now is, but Simon is different to everybody else, but try and take those the balls out from the top end of the table, and then leave yourself close work like that, and then you'll be looking now after this shot, which you'll probably just roll this into the middle, and he'll be looking to develop that black as soon as possible. That's my thought process, to try and get that.
So which of those yellows do you think there? He's going to put this one into the right centre.
I think the one that's closest to the centre. But he might be able, if he can get thin on this one, he might be able to get it out in this shot. Take the one to the corner, bump the black out, and he'll be still on the one in the right centre. So this is where it could go wrong. And it has.
That is the worst possible result for
Yeah.
Simon Ward.
He wanted really to hit that black full in the face, so it kicked straight off the, like doubled off the cushion, and he's hit it thin, which has pushed it up the table and knocked his one over the middle, further up. So
Can he play the yellow off the yellow? No, I think it's just a bit too. Yeah, it's what he tried to play, but the yellow was probably a little bit too high past the centre pocket to play that shot, and just hands the table over again. It's the same story in frame 3 as what we've had in the first 2 frames.
Yeah, and what I was just saying about Simon there. So Lee will be looking now. He's actually looking which way he can get that black off that cushion, because that's the only one. He might even play it off this one. He could play two cushions there, and just flicked it off the cushion.
That is a fantastically judged shot there from Lee Clough. He's a little bit unlucky. He's not just left it a little bit more out in the open, but it just shows the experience, knowing the angles, knowing the pace, that what to play the shot.
Yeah.
I think that black may well go in the middle pocket.
Yeah.
If he gets right behind it.
I think so. So he's going to be looking to leave the two reds, or at least one of those, for near the bolt line to get onto that black. So you might see him take the one near the black spot now, and top through to get up to near those reds.
Yeah, just wants to probably leave the white not far where he is now, to be honest.
You can just stun it, yeah. So drag this in with a bit of left-hand side. Take the next red in the same pocket. Great shot.
This is pretty clinical stuff from the tower.
The tower.
It's his nickname, the tower, from Blackpool.
Yeah. Absolutely perfect.
And now reaping the rewards of that fantastic first shot that he played that developed the black. Worked his way around the clearance, and this very gettable black to take a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, lovely.
In it goes, 3-0. Fantastic clearance. Great stuff from Lee Clough. Looks like your tipping was so far pretty good.
Well, Dan just mentioned before he came on that Simon's nickname is the Boomerang because of his ability to bounce back or come back. And I said that he won't coming back in this one. So,
well, you certainly nailed your sails to the mast on this one, Andy, which is always nice to see. You have a 50-50 chance of being right, that's all we know. But I think you're 60-40 at the moment.
Well, to be fair, I've called all the results on the stream so far today. So I even called the world champion to be downed.
How did you get on at Cheltenham this week then? Were you successful in that one?
What's that?
Cheltenham for the Gold Cup and the horse races. Did you do any?
I had a little go. I don't go overboard with that because it's just a minefield, really, isn't it? You know, it's not a great betting proposition anyway. There's a lot of crookedness, I think. Can't say that.
Unknowns.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Where's it go? Whoa! Look at that!
What the hell just happened there?
What was that? I can't believe what I've just seen.
He's actually played it into the cushion. The white's bounced up in the air, hit the cushion again with a load of spin, and then kicked one of his balls into the middle pocket. We're gonna have to write that one down.
Yeah, that will be doing the rounds on social media very shortly.
Yeah. What an amazing shot. Pretty sure he didn't play for that.
What can he come up with his next trick?
Well, I think he's pushing the boat out now. No.
It's just not quite happening for him despite that incredible shot.
Yeah.
The shot before, just not quite happening for Simon Ward. And the way Clough's been mopping up these balls, you can't see him not getting these.
Yeah, it's. I think the red on the bolt line. I think he can just stun in and hold his white on the yellow. Take these few out on the top half of the table. You have to be delicate with these. Just a little soft shot, yeah. Good shot. He'll play the one into the middle to leave himself the angle on the red he's nearest to come back down the table. So he might even choose to come down the right hand side of the table here. He can, yeah, I think he's going to plant the red next to the black onto the one that's over the pocket, and then bring himself to the right hand side of the table for, I'd say, a tricky ball, but it's not tricky to Lee.
Just needs to judge this soft stunt.
Oh no,
I think he's missed it.
Oh, there's a bit of a half-hearted attempt. I think he was scared of just losing his white there. So
Yeah, I think he needed to play a soft stun. He could have actually kissed onto the black. But he
mm,
was a bit nervous about knocking the black in, and I think that just affected his shot in the end.
yeah. Oh, he's got a bit lucky there, Simon.
Yeah, that's absolutely worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
He certainly didn't play that, but he'll take it. He needs everything he can get at the moment.
I think, from watching Simon, this is when he can be his most dangerous, because when he sort of starts playing flamboyant shots and just starts flying. It's a funny. It's like he's gone past caring and just loosens his cue arm, and then you see all the shots coming out.
Well, we've certainly seen one in this frame, that's for certain.
Yeah, just got a lovely angle there now, just to come back down the table.
Hopefully we might be able to get a replay of that.
Yeah.
At the end of the frame.
Yeah, and they seem to be letting each other off in this match so far, don't they?
Well, 3 mistakes from Simon, 1 from Lee. And that is the score, 3-1 to Lee Clough. So when it, for all the money, looked like it was going to be 4-0. So 3-1 it is to Lee Clough. And we're getting to the the nitty gritty now of the competition.
Yeah.
Still a lot of fantastic players still left in.
Yeah. I was just saying, Craig Marsh has been going about his work quietly, and he took down a Welsh title recently, I think. So must be in good form.
Yeah, it's just been going under the radar a little bit, if he can. But yeah, he's just been quietly going about his business, and looking pretty impressive. I did think he was going to win the World Championships this year, I must admit. When it got to the quarterfinals onwards, I thought he was looking the most likely winner. But didn't quite work out for him.
Was it Aaron Davis that knocked him out?
I think it was, yeah.
Aaron had a great tournament, didn't he? Another pulverising break there from Simon. If he can get through to this red he's looking at, straight into the middle, it's relatively simple clearance on here. I have to play it with just a trace aside, just to. Yeah, just put a little bit aside on that, just to kick the ball in. It's just upped his tempo a little bit here, Simon. It's sort of like sort of saying to himself, "Come on, get on with this."
Yeah, and we've seen time and time again in black ball pool, because it's so fast, so dynamic, momentum swings can happen, at the drop of a hat, and all of a sudden now, we could be looking at 3-2, and Ward's not even been, Ward's been all over the place.
Yeah. I just mentioned there, Simon's he's picked up his tempo and like geeing himself up more or less, and he's gone too far.
Wow, that is just when it looked like the Simon Ward comeback was well and truly on. He's just tried to screw up the side cushion, nudge the black out over the centre to leave himself the red into the other centre pocket, and quite inexplicably has misjudged it.
Yeah. I thought, what was it?
But just the steady two-cushion escape.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to give himself a chance of knocking that in.
Yeah.
Well, the shot he played where he snookered himself, he could have just dropped that in, left himself an easy red into, and the black's in a great position for the double. So I'm surprised he didn't go that route really. But he just misjudged the bounce off the cushion. Lee's not in perfect position here either. So
yeah, Ward's going to be feeling a little bit frustrated at the moment. He knows he's had 3 pretty good chances. I mean, he could have been 5-0 up in this match.
Yeah.
Quite easily.
And this one will hurt more than anything because of the way the balls are situated off the break. Yeah. For a guy of his talent, that was a really good chance.
So where the black is now, what do you think Lee's options are for potting the black once he's got these 3 yellows?
I think, Lee's the type of player that'll probably try and land on that black and probably take it down the rail to the corner. But I because of where it's situated, those are quite an easy double from where they are. So depends how he sees it. If he leaves himself the right angle off his last yellow, he can. Yeah, he's got a good angle there. He can just drop in behind it now. So he is going to take this down the rail.
Any temptation to try and move it or come behind it into the centre?
No, because you just want to really just give yourself a chance. Trying to move it could knock it into a bad position and then have no shot. So I'd rather have a shot than taking a risk.
Biggest shot of the match so far. Looks good.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
In it goes. And Lee Clough moves into a 4-1 lead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, Simon's only got himself to blame really so far, and he'll know it. So
yeah, he's had chances in every frame so far. Not being able to take the chances, and as we know, that is absolutely criminal at this game.
yeah.
The score there showing 0-0. It's actually 4-1 to Clough. Just showing a few little technical gremlins. Just bear with us while we get those sorted out. So Clough to break. Frame number 6. Gives it plenty. Got his shoulder into that one.
Yeah. He's got a good split there. He's made a ball. I think he's pretty much a certainty to take reds here. Just the two next to the black need to be negotiated, but I think one of those can be planted onto the red over the corner pocket. So again, he'll take the two off the top end of the table and work his way down the table. So here he can just, if he can play this just thin enough and bring his white back out into around about the brown spot area.
Judged it well, missed the yellow.
Yeah, and he can just play this. Yeah, and he can just play the plant as said, and he'll naturally leave himself the other red into the corner pocket. So. Sorry, did I say the corner pocket? Leave himself the other red to the opposite middle.
Referee just calling extension there. Just a reminder, each player can use one 30-second extension per frame. They get a maximum of 30 seconds per shot. And then they're allowed the one additional extension per frame as well, which generally gets used after the break if they've potted a ball, because they're sort of looking to work out the pattern.
Yeah.